Hey, everybody. I want to thank everybody that was here yesterday that helped out with pain points. Greatly appreciate it. I'm Rick Herrera. I'm Vice President of Research and Development with Constellation One, and today I'm going to talk a little bit more about my day job. So we power websites and technology solutions for a lot of brokerages, franchises, portals. And one of the things we hear very frequently is we have all this data, we have listing data, we have property data and sales data and transactions data, and we'd love to be able to just get more insights and more information and be able to do more with it to empower our agents, to empower business decisions. And so I'm going to demo a tool today that I think is pretty cool, and honestly I think would help every single person in this room. And so this is true R&D. I'll be doing a live demo here in a minute. Wi-Fi, but this is an actual live demo, and on top of that, some of the stuff that I'm demoing is only in preview with Amazon, so it's not publicly available yet. So I thought, why not just get in front of 300 people and put that out there? What could possibly go wrong? But we're going to try it anyway, so let's see how this goes. Data is the core element for all things in Gen AI, right? Data fuels AI. You need data to train the models, to teach things, and to have good results back. RESO creates data standards, and data standards really help in normalizing data, cleansing data, and so when you're using the two together, it really helps make things more efficient. It reduces the time, the complexity of training, it helps make things a little bit smoother, better, easier, and I'm going to show how the data dictionary, the stuff in RESO, the stuff we did years ago, actually has come back now and been very helpful and useful. So generative business intelligence is really just kind of a niche and a spinoff of Gen AI. With Gen AI, you're training data and models to create something, right? Images, videos, stories, all that kind of stuff. With Gen BI, we're really focused on data visualization. So think reports, think dashboards. If you're a CEO or every day you come in and you check your dashboard and you have your things that you look for, this is the kind of realm and the area that we're talking about right now. The reason we're doing this, and our mission is really to make data insights available to absolutely everybody. And that's one of the critical things here. That's really our main focus. So I'll do a quick little poll here. So if I get a show of hands for our technical people. So if you have a software engineering title, or if you can actually, if you make a living today as a programmer, developer, if you're an engineer, do me a favor, please raise your hand. Let me see if your hands come up. If you actually are an engineer. Okay. This is not for you. You guys know what a left outer join is, okay? If you did not raise your hands, then you're actually more the target audience. We're trying to help non-technical people really get full access to everything and not have to rely on an analyst or somebody else to go run stuff for you or get information for you. So, with that, we're going to try a demo. Let's see how this goes. All right, first things first. Data I'm using today is from SFAR, so many thanks. We did reach out, ask for permission to use this data for this purpose. So many thanks to San Francisco. The Bay Area is always really current and understands the advantages of modern technology, so greatly appreciate it. B, if you look on the screen here, it's just a search box. That's it. Simple, straightforward Google search box. This box can be embedded anywhere. If you have your own tools today, your own reporting systems, you have your own intranet, you have your own websites, you have your own applications, this box can be embedded anywhere with a few lines of code. And so I'm going to start typing some stuff here, and let's see how this goes. We'll start with something really simple, data dictionary. Show me some listings by status. Okay, so there you go, a visual representation. So with SFAR, we're looking at about 10 years of history. We've got about 75,000 listings that have sold, a couple thousand active. You have stuff that's pending. So we can do another easy one. Show me listings by property type. Again, just using English, natural language. Okay, so we've got most things are residential that have sold in that area, nothing surprising. Now when you start to describe, well, what kind of house is it? Really, what type of home is it? You're really talking about what is a property subtype. But again, natural language, figuring things out, identifying what that is, so you can actually get reports, get information. Seems in the Bay Area, condominiums are a very big thing. Let's add a little bit of more information here. To zip. So when I do zip, Amazon comes up with something a little bit different here. They say, hey, this actually is geography. Maybe this should be more placed like on a map. So you can kind of get visual representation, transactions, things sold by map. That's kind of fun. I'm going to pin it. I'll get to that a bit later. But also maybe want to look at it as a donut instead. It might be a different way to kind of take a look at it. That's kind of fun. Pin that too. And maybe I'll do sold by. So now we're going to start to mix in agent information. And so you've got listing information, you've got agent information, and here you go. So there's your visualization, your maps. Apparently he focuses very well in this particular zip code. A little bit of external, so no code. So let's try a couple more things. Let's start to do math, make it a little bit more complex. So how about we look at the average HOA fee by year. The interesting bit here, we get a chart that tells us, okay, back in 2010, it used to cost about $400 on average for an HOA fee. You can see that's clearly gone up over the years, got closer to 500, and today it's closer to 700. If you're gonna, do some, if you're thinking about buying a house with an HOA fee, that chart only goes one way, so just plan for that accordingly. Kind of fun. And of course, 2 bits here. Number one, what kind of Gen AI would this be if we couldn't do some degree of forecasting and have Amazon and the applications actually give you some general prediction of how things go. So you get the visualizations on it, you get a high, you get a low, what could be expected, other data insights in the text as well. See. One of the bits to notice here is I just typed in HOA fee. In RESO, this is actually known as association fee. So I can come in here and I can actually, you'll notice everything here is RESO. And part of the RESO data dictionary and the advantage here is if SFAR ever wanted to, let's say, blend data with another MLS, Barry's, San Jose, MLS listings, whatever that may be, the fact that that all these companies use RESO data dictionary makes the training for this so much easier. The chances that you can get that live first round with a lot less work shoot up tremendously. So RESO has helped us in this area. The second area is natural language and the LLMs do a certain thing. They have training, they have, they have their capabilities, but we do have our own jargon in real estate, right? Something like HOA may not actually work or may not come up, but we can add synonyms. And so what I did was I took the list in the RESO dictionary, those that know it well, I took all the synonyms that we've created over the years, and I plugged them in here as well. And so that saved our engineering time, additional training stuff, and it helped improve the accuracy of it. Love to see us do some more research, add a lot more synonyms, and this is how RESO can even help today in some modern applications. And so if any of you helped contribute to the data dictionary, add synonyms, you're now contributing to training AI models. You're like a junior data scientist, so thank you. All right, so we'll switch back over. We'll do another one here. Let's see, let's look at which offices sold the most homes. And I'm going to go with 2018. I could do modern stuff. I could do something that's today and be the names that you expect it to be, the EXPs and the Compasses and the Cola Bankers, the Redfins, but just kind of out of respect and not put that stuff up there. I know there's brokerages in this room. We'll go back a little bit in time, but it gives you an idea of the total transactions, the volumes, all that kind of stuff, just like that. Natural language. All right. I'm going to do a switch over here. This show me sales volume for 10 years. This is the new version. I talked about Amazon has a new version of this stuff out. It's in preview at this point. It's only in one availability zone. So I've talked to them about it. I'm a partner with them. I've done a lot of stuff with them. And they asked me if I would be willing to try it out, give feedback. I'm doing so. The only downside, and they know it, it's only in one availability zone, so it's a little slow, and the Wi-Fi here isn't helping. But what it does is pretty powerful, and so I still wanted to take the time, bring it up here, and show it to you. Instead of just getting one little tidbit back, you're now getting a lot more information in those few seconds, right? You're getting summary of information, something natural language, English, you could read a paragraph, but you're also getting a bunch of different charts and reports and different things that you can still look at. Again, focusing on visualizations. So in the Bay Area, looks like they tend to sell about $9 billion worth of real estate a year in closed transactions. It's checking out the sum of the close price by year, breaking it down, 9 billion, 10 billion. You get to 2021 and something strange happened. I think we all remember that. Even thought about listing your house, it was sold. So 2021, you get the big spike from the pandemic. 2022, we remember it was like, oh my gosh, year over year, prices are falling, everything's falling apart. But historically, it was actually still doing okay. Interest rates, other things. So obviously, that's changing, but you can get any information that you want out of here. Let's look at the agent side of the world. Again, I've heard, I'm not a realtor, I'm not a broker. I have heard that brokerages will sometimes pilfer agents from competing companies. So I'm going to do old data instead of fresh new data. But you could do this for 2024, for the month, for week, for year, for as far back as your data goes, all natural language. So again, you get a bunch of data back, a sum of information. Amazon does its best to give you different types of data sets. But at the core, you get the main bits that you want. These were the top selling agents. Here's their volume, aggregated for you, rolled up. I do see an Andrew Herrera, fellow Herrera on here. I don't know that he's my long lost cousin, but he sold a ton of stuff. I kind of hope that he is. I'm going to add this to my pin board, and I've been doing that a couple times, so I'll show you what that does. So as I'm writing queries, if there are things I like, things I want to keep, I can just pin them. And when you pin them, they stay on there. You can go back to them anytime you want. That's local to you. It's everything that you want to see. Anytime you want to go back to it, you can just refer to it, just like that. And I'll do one more. So we've been working with MLS data, listings, office, agents so far. Let's take a totally different set, mortgage information. And so I'm going to ask, about interest rates. What is the average interest rate? What is the average mortgage amount for homes sold by Andrew Herrera II with a balcony and with a double oven, just for the sake of throwing in random things. So it's got to do the math, it's got to look at listings, and then it's also got to go figure out from appliances and from exterior features, what is it, what does that all equal? And you come back with something that looks like this. So we've got appliances, here's all the appliances, there's your double ovens, mortgage loan amounts for every transaction he has done in that time frame, interest rates for every transaction, there's a balcony, who it is, residential, and so that's basically the gist of this particular demo. So, what do you guys think? So I'm gonna ask for a quick show of hands if I can. I'll go back to the deck. Quick show of hands. If a product like this was absolutely free, totally free, and it was in your applications, it was just there in the systems and the tools to use today, how many feel like this is something you might actually query, use, touch, try to play with? All right, now what if it wasn't free? No. All right, pretty cool. I think it's pretty fun. Again, completely non-technical. It really empowers people to use their own data in different ways. And I find, honestly, it's super addictive. I go in there and I spent so much time just playing around, asking questions, doing stuff. It's pretty fun. So I know one of the big questions you guys are going to have on the MLS side, specifically, you own this data, is security. Security is always going to be a big one. So from how you go through and do this, you can take data from anywhere. We're an Amazon shop. We keep MLS data in an Elasticsearch cluster for search purposes. Other data that we have, property data, stuff we keep in Snowflake, completely different thing. But if you have data in the cloud, if you have data at Amazon, Microsoft, wherever, if you keep data in your local warehouses, if you have your own data center and you have your SQL database, that's fine too. If you use warehousing applications like Databricks or Snowflake, that's fine too. You can take any data that you want and just move it up, blend it in, create a topic, move it into Amazon. Once it goes into Amazon at that point, it's got all the security you would expect of Amazon. So all the rules, permissions, you can lock it down as tight as you want. One of the rules, San Francisco was very kind to me, but I said the one rule is Amazon cannot use any of this for their training purposes. It's proprietary. Made sure I got on a call, was very specific about end user license agreements. Once it's in your account, they cannot even see your data. When I was trying to ask questions, how is this working? How do I tweak it? They're like, you got to pull it up on the screen. We can't see your data. So it is very locked down. Once you blend data together, you can then go in, start to do the training, do all that kind of stuff, test things. That's kind of where the secret sauce happens, the magic happens. I'm not going to go too deep into that. And then when you start to create your dashboards, and if you want to create dashboards, you can have, regular style dashboards. We can do that. You can do regular traditional dashboards with stuff too and have your filters and do all that. One way to do things. I kind of like the search engine, just the simple search box myself. But they both have their place. You can always still do that. But once you get to that point, you can completely lock it down too. You can give roles, assignments. You could say support people can't see any financials. You can say, certain people can see certain data sets, but not others. So it's completely customizable, whichever way you want to do it. Then here it is again, back to RESO, the value of the data dictionary, how it is that it helped us. Synonyms, again, I really hope we can do some more with synonyms. That was super helpful, saved us a bunch of time. And so that's pretty much my demo. I'll leave us with just kind of 2 closing thoughts, and I'll go away. Number 1, from the RESO standpoint, as we do dictionary coming up, we do transport coming up, how is it that we can really think about future technologies, and how can data standards help us, right? A lot of people may not have thought of synonyms being super powerful and useful, but I'm telling you, they saved a ton of engineering time. I would love to continue to get a group together and really power that up and load that up. And as AI, Gen AI and stuff goes forward, everybody else can take advantage of it. RESO can really help power and help everybody. And the second question I have is, how could you see yourself using a tool like this? Where could it be beneficial? This is R&D for us. We are hosting, Constellation One is hosting a happy hour today at 4:30 out on the terrace. So Andrew, Tom, and I will be out there. We'd love to hear from you, any thoughts, any questions, how you think something like this could be used, any concerns you may have. We'd love to get your feedback, so looking forward to talking to you. That's it. Thank you very much, appreciate it.